I'm Austin. This is Dungeons and Dracon Beams.
Previously on Dungeons and Dracon Beams. Humans have an expression where they state, "I cannot believe my eyes." A stupid expression, as the eyes are an input to the body. However, humans also believe in many foolish concepts, such as magic, ghosts, and zero-calorie foods. They believe their own minds are somehow better equipped to understand input than looking with their vision. However, when I saw the orangutan with 2 machine guns riding a motorbike towards an open pit, I was for a brief moment in perfect sync with my host body. Disbelief. The sound of the bike dopplering down the tunnel and the orangutan disappearing brought me back. I quickly came to the realization of what was happening. Andalite bandits. I didn't waste time wondering how they had found out about this base. Personally, with all the Vissers using this as their personal pissing grounds, I knew it was only a matter of time before those pompous, overconfident Galfrax attracted the wrong kind of attention. At least I knew my business. I had my host body reach down and unclip the gun from the waist holster. Being sent to guard a human military base had its perks, after all. I would have preferred the less antiquated weapon. I mean, honestly, internal combustion engines and projectiles? Please. A Dracon Beam would have been better, but this was better than nothing, I thought, as I pulled the crosshairs up in front of my host's eyes and lined up the Andalite that was sweeping its tailblade around. I had seen Visser Three in action from a distance, but this was beautiful. Its body moved like poetry with a deadly tail, and I wanted it. Unfortunately, my finger tightened around the trigger and I fired off a bullet. It was a long shot, but it found its target. I allowed myself to waste precious concentration on having my host body smirk as I watched the blades of the Hork-Bajir finish cutting down the Andalite. Until another one jumped out. Andalite. It had to be. It wasn't a Hork-Bajir enough to hide the final signs of morphing. Unfortunately, that gave the Andalite enough cover to get up and run. Cowards. I'd heard enough to know the Andalites, for all their talk of honor, were liars and cowards. Suddenly, the Hork-Bajir was running towards the pit. I tracked them through the sight of my pistol, but they dropped below the lip before I found my shot. I ran my body over to the edge, ignoring the wave of nausea as I disconnected from the organ senses. Vertigo, my host mind supplied. What a stupid thing for a brachiating species to suffer from. I watched as below me the orangutan was smashing through the glass of the lower observation deck, and the Hork-Bajir were fighting, hanging from the cave walls. I tried futilely to line up the shot, but the orangutan and Hork-Bajir were under the curve of the wall, and the gorilla on the ship was under a blast shield they had erected. I could vaguely see a bear down there, but they were moving under the platform too often. I could not help, so I observed. I watched the orangutan shoot through the glass. The Hork-Bajir slashed down the other one. Which was which, I do not know. I saw the gorilla do something, and then a moment later I was pushed back from the edge of the pit as hot air and percussive force buffeted my host body's face. They called an amusing image to mind for a moment with what humans call a cartoon. It was some sort of canid that was black with char caught in a blast set up by some kind of colorful ostrich whose call was meep meep. Anyways, once the heat dissipated, I spared another glance down into the pit and my eyes went wide, a reaction my host body does when it senses surprise to help extend its visual range. The Hork-Bajir in its 986, Sub-Visser 20, Visser 2's second in command, and our special guest had disembarked from the ship with their entourage. This was no longer a fight, this was a slaughter. I looked up and around the room just to ensure I was not about to be punished for not returning to my duty post. All I saw were some pathetic taxon with their giant mouths sucking up the corpse detritus. I leaned back over the tunnel, ready to watch the massacre. And that's where we are now.
My name's Kamren.
My name is Zach.
My name is Savannah.
My name is Aximili Escaruth Estil.
My name is Dylan.
What's worse than homework, parents, and acne?
Betrayal.
War.
Murder.
Brussels sprouts.
Doing it all while trying to stop an alien invasion.
Duh.
Aliens that crawl into your ear and take over your brain.
Mimicking your every thought. Reliving all your memories.
Living life as you would. Flawlessly deceiving your friends, your family, pretending to be you.
I'd rather die.
Stay on script.
What's even worse?
Mr. Statoric.
The only thing that stands in the way of complete takeover of all humanity is 4 teenagers and an Andalite.
I am the Andalite.
Yeah, you're the Andalite.
We also have the ability to morph.
It's amazing.
And Andalite technology.
Stay on script. The ability to...
Right. The ability to turn into any animal we can touch.
Lions.
Tigers.
Orangutans.
We must be extremely cautious. We can't trust anyone, thanks to Mytaya.
Kamren.
Okay, you read it then.
Fine. We can't trust anyone. Controller or not.
We have seen what happens when we are too trusting.
So now, there's only us.
Only us.
Only us.
Only us.
Because anyone could be compromised. Anyone at all, can be a controller.
Yeah, dude. Even you.
Smoke begins to roll from the back of the ship where the crystal exploded, up towards the opening above all of you. Each crouched low over the battlefield, staring at the two Hork-Bajirs that are slanting from the ceiling. You know what? I did do each description last time, but I think I know somebody that can do a better one. Hi, Em.
Hi, Austin.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I hope the players are pretty good, but we'll find out. But they need some of your help.
I can help.
They need to know what each looks like.
Absolutely. So each is a medium-sized Hork-Bajir. She's a little bit smaller than some of the bigger ones that you've seen. At one point, she could have looked really gentle and maternal and kind of sweet, but now all of that has kind of disappeared into this hardened warrior who now stands kind of imposing with her Hork-Bajorn strung across her body. You've noticed that all across her are these patterns of moss and these little mushrooms that have grown up in different parts. Not interfering with her claws or her blades, but just kind of all around her body. And you notice that in some of those patterns and some of the mushrooms, there's a little bit of a bioluminescent glow, and one or two of them on her kind of pulse a little bit.
Savannah, you see this Hork-Bajir, as she's crouched down, reach into this Hork-Bajorn and pull out a bushel of sticks. And then she strikes them against her body near one of the bioluminescent fungi, and it lights on fire. And as this bushel of sticks lights on fire, she coils her neck over her left shoulder and launches the bushel in the air towards where the smoke came from, leaps up onto the ship, slamming her claws into it, and then scurries very quickly over the top of the ship. The two Hork-Bajir that are out with her follow behind her. Zach, Dylan, as Savannah has just told you all, is on the battlefield. Mytaya freezes. You both look up and you see this bushel of something burning in the air, flying through the air, and it lands right in between Dylan and Mytaya. The smoke on this bushel starts to flow heavily and quickly, and Dylan, it blurs your vision for a second, and as soon as the smoke hits you, you start to feel your mind get fuzzy, and you stagger. Make me a wisdom saving throw. Kamren got a 20, Mytaya got a 9. So first Kamren, like, he staggers a little bit too, shakes it off. Seems like he might be a little bit used to this feeling, and it doesn't take a hold on him as much. Dylan, from where you are, like, as you're starting to feel this feeling, you notice Mytaya's eyes just kind of gloss over, and she's just staring, like, towards the distance that the way that Savannah told her where each was. She's staring in that direction. But Dylan, as you stand there and that smoke engulfs you, you feel a familiar dull to your mind. You begin to hallucinate as the colors of things begin to give off a fuzzy hue, and you stagger. Things clear up for but a moment as you realize what's happening to you, but your mind quickly begins to wander again. You are confused. And so is Mytaya, but Kamren seems to be all right. And that's when you all, even you hear this, Zach, you hear the claws on metal as 3 Hork-Bajir tear over the side of the ship and land about 20 to 30 feet away from Mytaya and Dylan. Each's eyes, as she lands, lock on with Mytaya, whose body has almost gone slack, seeing each for herself the first time now. Even through this haze and this blurriness and this weird feeling, so you do see this, Dylan, but like your mind's all fuzzy. Zach, you see it clearly. Each's eye has like the slightest twitch to it as she sees Mytaya. And then after just a second, her head kind of twitches to the side. And then it does it again. The eye twitches again. And then it cocks back all the way. And each lets out a screech and drops to her knees. Her head hangs and her arms begin to shake as she holds herself up. And as she like looks up towards Mytaya, she reaches a claw forward. And now we'll go back into initiative. So Savannah's up.
Oh boy. Okay, so from where I am, can I see where the sticks landed? Can I see over the top of the ship? Can I see what Zach and Dylan and Kamren and Mytaya are doing?
You can see the smoke coming from where the sticks landed. You saw where she threw it, but the ship's blocking you from seeing over there.
Okay. How far are they from me?
40 feet up and 145 feet away.
Okay. This presents many problems, but I could theoretically get the team members here in my sightline if I double move. Does that sound right?
You can double move 80 because you're brachiating right now. So if you brachiated here, I would say you could see the party members. You wouldn't be able to see, because of the angle, you wouldn't be able to see each in the other Hork-Bajirs.
That's a-okay. And if I went on an angle towards them, would that make a difference?
So once you get to the edge of the platform, there's no more wall, so you have to drop onto the platform.
That's okay.
So you wouldn't be able to see them from there. The ship would still be in the way.
Annoying. Okay. Your game is annoying to me. All right. So she's just going to make that move, double move to the 80 feet, and then say to everybody that's there, you guys, we have to get out of here within 30 seconds. We have to end this now. Try and smash and grab, get the crystal, and then we have to go. Zach, Kamren, start looking for exits. Be ready to take us out. And Mytaya, you need to return to your duties. And then that's going to be her rally the troops. So she's going to give everybody a little bit extra. So it's going to be 6 hit points. And that's my turn.
All right, next up is Kamren. One paw is gone on his front paws. The other one, he's kind of trying to make his way back up this platform, but he has disadvantage on his athletics check, so he's going to try to climb up. Yeah, he falls back down to the ground and just, you hear, he can't get back up. He will say, can somebody help me up there? That's directed towards Zach, Mytaya, and Dylan. You all do see, as you kind of like take in the battlefield as he says this, Mytaya has taken the satchel of the crystals from him, and she's kind of moved closer to Dylan to kind of help get the crystals back up because Kamren had them and he fell off the initial blast. That's Cameron's movement. He'll use his action to try to move again, to dash and try to get up. I'll say with that, he gets like his front body like back up, but he's still hanging, his lower half is off, and he's still wanting some help if somebody can help him. Zach, you are up.
Okay. I need to run over to Kamren to help him up. I would also... Where's the bundle of sticks?
It's basically right in front of Dylan, in between Dylan and Mytaya, right here.
So, if I was on my way over there, could I just kind of smack it across the room to get it out of here?
It's an action if you want to move that away. So once you move into that space, I'll say you see that smoke, but you're going to have to make a save too once you get in there.
Let me... I'm going to go still to Kamren. So, yeah, here I go. I'm running in. I'll make my Constitution saving throw. Is that what it was?
A wisdom.
Oh, Wizzy, huh? 19.
That does succeed. You feel that familiar, like, high that you would get, that you've sometimes got hanging out with Kamren, but you manage to kind of shake it off, and it will be an action to move this thing if you want. Or if you just want to pick up Kamren, you can. It's up to you.
I can't do both. I need to get it out of here, though, to get him up. So I'm going to just chuck it across the space, over to the corner or something. 40 or 45. I think it's 40.
You get there enough to get it thrown away.
Okay.
All right, Dylan.
So Dylan is going to shake her head and try and, like, focus. And she's got this other sea wrench in her hand. And she's trying to secure the crystal in it.
We'll call it a survival check.
Sure.
Yeah, you start to tighten this sea wrench to this crystal.
You know what? Fuck this. I'm using my fucking inspiration right now. I'm re-rolling that shit.
All right. 14.
Thank God.
As you're tightening the sea wrench, you think you hear like the smallest start to crack of the crystal, and you stop and you notice that it's like snugged in there right now.
Fantastic. Can I throw it?
I'm going to say it was your action to put it in there.
That's
you still
okay.
have a movement and a bonus, though.
I think if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge an action not having one left, and you should just be able to throw it.
It's dodging that you can do easily, not throw, Alex. I'm sorry.
My guy, I've got to correct you on that. I have never dodged easily. I have been hit by everything you've ever had me roll against. I roll like shit.
I was just so excited at the movie reference.
Yeah.
That made me happy.
Add another one to the list of movies that Swan and I have seen.
Hell yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. No. Then I'll just wait.
Next up is Mytaya, who, as all this commotion is going on around, she's confused. Dylan, you were loopy while you were doing that. You still managed to get it. Mytaya staggers. She takes a few steps forward and looks towards each, as each has her like arm kind of outstretched towards Mytaya, with all these emotions and memories and hopes running through Mataya's head. She instinctively moves forward to her friend, and she'll say, "Each, we know what you went through. These allies, they know what really happened. Each, we're here to make it better. We're here to stop the Yeerks. We're here to fight like you, like y'all, like Senilian and Alira, like Bronk. In Kepha's memory, we need you each. We're stronger together." And then she reaches her hand back towards Each's. What does each say to Mytaya?
You here? Save each?
Yes. We'll save each. A slow smile spreads across Each's face. Time doesn't slow down or anything, but the thoughts between a Yeerk and its host are close to instantaneous. The Yeerk in Each's head addresses her. Isn't it nice to see a familiar face, even if it is Andalite filth?
Not dead? Still fighting?
For now. This couldn't be better for us. Your particular set of skills lend themselves to capture rather than killing. Perfect for me to have a new friend.
No. No more take from each. No more hurt. We'll fight you. We'll beat you.
You have no say, Each. You just have to watch. Just like you watched the tree bridge, just like you watched the boys, just like you watched Bronx smack into the ground. Wait and watch. And then we're back to the battlefield as Mytaya reaches towards Each, and Each reaches towards Mytaya and turns her outstretched hand into a finger that points. And you all see Bunch of bugs, fleas,
Mites and parasites
shoot out towards Mytaya. They land on her skin, and you see her start to like slowly convulse, like her muscles start to tense up, and she starts to jitter as the moisture starts to get sucked out of her body. As this is happening, each says,
Will you ever learn? Your ignorance makes you powerless here and now, just as you were powerless on the Hork-Bajir homeworld.
The cloud of spores and mites and dust and all of the fleas all shoot towards Mytaya and eat at her skin. Then we cut away again. Aximili tries to flee within the commotion, only made more difficult as his back hooves begin splitting and spreading. He watched the controller scrambling, and as he has a moment to think, he will take in a deep breath and compose himself and continue his morph. I must not waste time, he says. He knows that he can climb at least in Hork-Bajir morph, and it seemed to be what Prince Savannah was doing. This will help him return to the fight and maybe even be useful. He could even shoot at them as he made his way back into the action. The others are most likely at a disadvantage by now. The longer this goes on, the more enemies are likely to show up. I must end this fight as soon as possible. An idea hits him halfway through his morph, and he begins to turn and head back towards where the hologram used to be, staggering and stumbling as his front legs creak and crack their way into his elongating upper half. His fur slightly hardens, merges into jagged shapes, and wraps around his body, enclosing just as his hooves pop into his sternum. He shakes his reforming head at the end of an ever-stretching neck. He had seen Kamren make the same gesture while in thought. Maybe it would help him also clear his head. His stalk eyes meld together and flatten out into 3 forward-facing razor-sharp blades, and a slicing beak emerges from the front of his face and clacks together. Here, as they say, goes nothing. He runs back towards the commotion. Soldiers, officers, even some people that look like civilians are beginning to form a perimeter around this area. They're keeping other people that are obviously not controllers back. He's surprised to see dead Taxan bodies still laying on the ground for everybody to see. Prince Savannah nor he had engaged with them yet. And then a shiver runs down his spine as he realizes the Yeerks must have killed them for frenzying. Some of these humans are confused. They are not controllers, and they're seeing all of this. He runs towards the southern wall still surrounding the platform. Maybe this could be used to our advantage. This could expose the Yeerks if they do not act immediately. He reaches the opposite side of the gathered crowd, and as he suspected, this side of the perimeter had less controllers. He waits for a good moment, leaps over the wall, and we'll see when he comes back into the fray. These Hork-Bajir move forward. One of them jumps off and is going to attack Kamren. The other one will move towards Dylan. First claw, he swings one claw and digs into Kamren's flesh, and then comes around with his tail blade, and that sinks into Kamren's side as well, as you hear a bear just and as you hear that, Dylan, you're still staggering. This claw swings at you from the second Hork-Bajir for a natural 1. Misses, and then over his head he swings his tail at you for a 22.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
For 12 slashing.
Dylan falls.
And then the human is supposed to go. He'll double move and not be able to do anything. It's Savannah.
Savannah can see them now from where she is. She's gonna double move again. I know she has to jump onto the platform. Whatever. She's moving to get down there. So that's her deal ski here. But she is going to see Dylan falling. She's going to see Kamren. He's missing his leg, bleeding everywhere. He just got hit twice by a Hork-Bajir, like this whole sequence going down. And she's going to burn her last rally the troops, but instead of it trying to inspire them into feeling better, it's just going to be, everybody get out now. This mission's over. Leave. And then she's going to do her Rally the troops is a bonus action. And hopefully not roll like shit this time. 11.
11 hit points to everybody.
To everybody. So I think that's it for me.
Kamren's still kind of hanging, so he'll make an attack at this Hork-Bajir right beside him at disadvantage. And he'll say, "What's the best way, Savannah?" And then swing a claw. 11 will miss, and like as he like slips a little bit, he'll say, "I don't know if we're gonna have time to demorph to go back up the shaft." And then he tries to chomp down.
I want to respond, but I have a buck wild idea. But is there any way I could do like just a perception to see what's around the room, like another check or anything from where I am? I know it's not in turn order. Okay. I do have a buck wild idea though.
You don't see much of shit. There's a lot going on right now, and you're focused. Yeah.
Okay. I do have another question for you though. That's not based on what I would have seen now. It's what I would have seen in the past for clarity.
Something that you've already seen, if you've like made mention of it, you can have already seen it. If you're looking for something
You've
new.
made mention of it to me specifically. When the Hork-Bajir disembarked from the ship, is it still open?
Yeah, it's open.
This is to everybody, but in response specifically to Kamren. Let's try to disengage and get in the ship. Maybe we could get it limping out of here.
All right. You heard her.
And is Dylan up now too because she got hit points?
She's awake. She's prone. Zach.
The wrench with the crystal in it, still in Dylan's hand?
She probably dropped it when she dropped, but it is right beside her.
I'm going to leap over Dylan at this Hork-Bajir. My plan is to attack this Hork-Bajir. I gotta hit him. That's the only way that this all works. Me do fist attack. 18 hit?
18 hits.
I'll settle that in a moment. I'm also going to be doing Distracting Strike. Distracting Strike allows me to expend a superiority die, and it gives my allies an opening. I will add my superiority die to my attack's damage roll. The next attack roll against the target by an attacker other than me has advantage.
Okay.
I'm then going to use a bonus action to give Dylan an attack with Commander Strike. She would have advantage against this Hork-Bajir, or she could choose to attack the ship with her wrench. I've done a bunch of rad shit. That's my favorite thing to do, is rad shit. Let me roll some damage and shit. There's a D8. Fuck, that's a 1.
So 2d6 plus 3 plus that 1.
So that's 14 damage to the Hork-Bajir. And then, Dylan, get your lick in.
Okay.
Oh, and you need another superiority die roll, which I will provide now. You add this to your attack. Fuck yeah, it's the 8.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, yeah. So I assume you just yell at Dylan, throw it!
Yeah?
But she's going to scrabble up and throw that wrench.
16 will hit.
That extra 8 damage, too. Just saying. It does 8 more. So fireball plus 8.
Each. Mytaya, Hork-Bajir 1 and 2, Kamren, Dylan, Zach, Human. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Love those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, buddy.
Hey,
Listen,
do you have an
I wore
inspiration
the
from
right,
Zach you could do?
Nope, I sure don't. I wore the right shirt for today. It says we can be heroes. Big damn hero moment, baby. Let's go. We're good.
dude, am I rolling this too as someone who is now on this platform?
You are not close enough. It's everybody within 60 feet. Maybe if she would have had 2 crystals, but she only had 1.
Yeah, because I expertly used the first one.
Mm-hmm.
God, Austin.
No, you did good.
Oh, wait. I can give Dylan my inspiration, though, correct?
Yes.
All right. Dylan, take my inspiration.
Are you sure?
Hey, man. I'm not even in this fight yet. Fuck yeah. I don't give a shit if I die today.
Austin, does that mean I reroll?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have given it. You shouldn't have
And
given
then you
it to
get your
me.
wave of wisdom, right?
And then you can get Wave of Wisdom, add 3 to it. I don't know if that'll help.
I won't tell either.
I won't tell.
It will be your reaction, though, to do that.
Oh no, not my reaction that I would otherwise have nothing to do in this scenario. God forbid.
It's fine. I've got another rally. We can get her back up in a minute. It's fine, dude.
You say
Take
that.
it. Take the 3. Fuck it. I don't... Listen.
Okay, so it's 13.
Austin needs to know that we're trying. It's like that thing where, like, you know you're gonna get an F in class, but, like, you still have to turn in the assignment because getting that percentage will help your overall score no matter what.
Dylan, roll 8d6.
Okay. 28. Plus 8. Oh, you're right. I didn't roll the damage on the attack roll. You're right. Thank you.
So, yeah, you're going to beat the shit out of this door.
There you go. So it was 16 bludgeoning damage.
To the door?
To that.
Or to the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that door.
Yeah, fuck you.
What's the DC of the door?
30, that's 36 or some shit.
36 to open a door? Will that do it?
That's 36 damage to the door.
16 plus 28? Okay.
I like that we keep saying to the door. There's not a door there. There's gonna be.
Not. I
There's
mean, there's
not
a
currently a
panel.
door.
There's a panel that
Yeah.
Dylan was fucking with.
To
So
the
it's a type of
bulkhead.
door.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a door, but currently not a
panel
door.
is a
it
kind
will
of
be
door.
a porthole.
Zach passed, so he'll take half damage. So that's 28 halved is 14.
Yes, it is.
Zach takes 14. Mytaya takes 14. This first Hork-Bajir takes 14. Second Hork-Bajir takes the full. Dylan takes the full. And each takes the full.
Cool. Dylan has negative 20.
Oh, shit.
She does not look good.
Neither does this first Hork-Bajir that's cooked. You all have almost made this panel go completely through where you can get through and in there now. It's just, it looks like these metal slabs
still
are just
not
barely
in?
hanging on. Yeah.
The fuck do you mean almost?
What is this almost? Did you add the 8? What
Die
about
for
the 8?
almost.
You're close. You're close. That was Zach's turn. Dylan, make a death save. All right. You're doing okay. You're doing okay.
Don't fucking curse it. Shut your goddamn mouth and move on.
As Mytaya reels from this, she starts to try to stand back up and she's just feeling hazy. She's confused, so let's see what she does. We gotta roll a d8. Do you want to roll it, Em?
Sure.
3. The creature does not move or take actions this turn. So Mytaya is just staggered and just looking at each. Since you're still up, Zach, you see one of her stalk eyes is scanning and like stops on Dylan. But she doesn't do anything. She's just too confused and bewildered right now. This Hork-Bajir is going to attack Kamren. 17 will hit. For 8. And as Kamren starts to slip off, the Hork-Bajir swings his tail at him. For another hit. That's going to take Kamren down. He falls from the ledge just to the ground. Savannah, you see this Hork-Bajir that was behind you keep brachiating and drop onto the platform as he double moves to get towards you. And then we go to Each's turn. Each, you are like in your body and you feel that flame that hit you hurt. But this Yeerk is very, very resilient. And as she pushes your physical body back up, laughing in your head, she says, "See how they crumble? They do it to themselves. See how they wince in pain?" And she like moves her eyes to Dylan, who's on the ground, and then back to Kamren, who's fell off the platform. "Conquering your pathetic worlds was child's play in comparison to the glory of toppling the mighty Andalites. There's no escape, Each. There is only infestation. Think of how pleased Visser 2 will be with this new offering. 4 new morph-capable hosts that rival the power of the pathetic Visser 3. Our elite fighting force will be stronger than ever. Even if that dull Kargar 248 imbecile doesn't deserve the honor of a status 1 type host, even though he is ashamed as he seems to enjoy the well-trained body that you helped prepare for him, Although that mind is already so broken the way it is. Any Yeerk could gain control of that mind with minimal effort. But I've been so polite in all this, Each. You should know that even as mere fodder, we will still have use for him. The one that you call Yum Yum. Oh. And maybe once I have my rank, I will pull the card that I've been even keeping from you. The creatures that took Barafin, the last hope of that fool Ciro's family's survival, are called the Skirtna, a scavenger race that takes whatever they can find to salvage, be it sentient or not. I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to track down an Andalite among them. We go back to the battle. And Zach, you see Each pushing herself up and taking in the battlefield.
All of you are pathetic. There are simply just not enough of you.
She uses her claw to press a earpiece in her ear, and then she says,
We have Andalites out here. Bring assistance immediately.
And then she moves forward, stands up, half her movement, moves forward, looks at Mytaya again, casts Blight again, and Mytaya will have to make another save. Con save. Ooh. For 25 damage. Mytaya drops. Savannah.
Savannah is going to move up to where Each is and attack. Sorry, kids. All right.
20 will hit.
Multi-attack.
10 will miss.
Cool. Okay. I think that's all I can do.
Aximili runs back in towards the commotion. As he moves back in over the wall, he's going to sneak. Let's see how he does. Aximili, silent as the fucking night, moves in. Since there's no controllers in his way, he has almost a straight shot back to the battlefield. He sneaks into one of the destroyed generators and looks around, sees two red sashed Hork-Bajirs down on the ground, runs forward, grabs both the sashes, Dracon Beam in hand. He flings one around, snaps it, and moves to the edge of the platform. Prince Savannah, can you hear me? It's very faint.
Barely.
There is a chance to expose the Yeerks. There are a lot of civilians. There's dead Taxons, there's dead Hork-Bajir. The world will see. I may be able to get you all back up here if you put everybody back on the platform.
Kamren's the only one off the platform right now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Am I hearing what's going on?
Yes, this is to everybody.
I got him.
All right. Aximili, things are going very poorly down here. 3 people are down, so take whatever chance you can while Zach gets Kamren back up on this platform.
Let me know when you are ready, and I will initiate the rise. Then you hear the shot of a Dracon Beam shoot down, and unfortunately, it's too far away for it to do anything, but Aximili does shoot a Dracon Beam down into this room, towards the Hork-Bajir that knocked Kamren off the platform. Kamren's up, he'll make a death save. It's a fail. Zach.
All right. There's a Hork-Bajir next to Kamren.
There's a Hork-Bajir still on the platform. Kamren's off the platform.
I've still got my rifle. I'm just going to point it at the Hork-Bajir and go, you have one chance.
Garfnash.
Yeah, okay. Fucking, I'm not interested anymore.
All right.
17.
17 hits.
Fucking Christ. A 6 on 3d8.
Just enough.
Good. Fucking dead. I'm gonna go get him.
All right. Yeah, you take the rest of your movement to get down there with him. I'll even let you start to scoop him up.
I have a bonus action. Rally. Bolster resolve of one of your companions. Everyone is dying. I'll give, we got Mytaya, Dylan, and Kamren. Kamren gets 9 hit points.
He's back up.
Good.
What happened?
You fell, dude. I got you. We're gonna go. We gotta get on the platform.
All right.
I'm still helping him up.
Next up is Dylan, death save. That's a fail.
1 and 1.
Mytaya, death save. The 10 is a success. Savannah, you hear the sound of claws on metal running up behind you, and as this Hork-Bajir runs forward for a double move. But guess what?
It's gonna take another turn to absolutely slaughter me because it used its movement to move twice, so it doesn't have an action left, and I'm supposed to be super grateful to you. Thanks.
Nope. You hear more sounds coming from this side of the ship as another being is started to climb over the ship. And as it comes into view, everybody that's up sees a shorter, rotund Hork-Bajir with a yellow tint to its scales. It has a yellow sash hanging off of it. It's not the same as the gold sashes you all have seen. And there's this little vine hanging out of its mouth. It seems to be chewing as the Hork-Bajir Yum Yum enters the fight and double moves to get here, as well as other Hork-Bajir joining the battle. They're just not as fast, and a Taxon. Oh yeah, this Taxon. He's here by now. And as the controllers on this ship begin to converge on your all's group, we go back into each's head. Witness each the Empire at full force, taking our rightful place in the universe. Inferior beings bow before us. No species is beyond our control. No hope for freedom. And take pride in this moment. Wouldn't have been possible without your innocence, your curiosity, and your misplaced trust. What does each do?
Each is shaking at this point, and it's not clear if it's from anger or the blasts or the haze of smoke that's going around, or possibly from looking up and seeing Yum Yum come over. But she is going to, in a very surprisingly quick movement, reach into the Hork-Bajorn, and you're going to see her pull out what looks like a piece of bark, but it's this really vibrant red color bark. And she's going to get this very determined look on her face, and kind of, it changes from how it's been looking with that sneer and that holier than thou look, and it's going to be just this very fierce, determined look. And she is going to take this piece of red bark, and she is going to jam it as hard as she can into the bioluminescent mushroom that is on her side. And she is going to yell out with every last thing that she's got, "No, you fuck off."
This glow spews out all over the ship, all over each's body, and this bright white glow just begins to engulf this half of the ship and her body. You all feel wind and like force pushing back as you're all starting to get blown. Everybody make me a strength saving throw. DC 21. If you're down, you automatically fail. Oh shit, Savannah. Holy shit. How does Savannah, from this overwhelming push of force, how does Savannah stay here?
Savannah, I think, knows Each's face from Mytaya's memories and knows what Each's face looks like. So in that moment where Each had that switch in expression and the "no, you fuck off," that there's nothing that would resonate with Savannah more than "I'll fucking kill myself to get rid of all of you." And I think she recognizes in that moment some shit's about to go down. And so instead of doing the smart thing and turning towards the two Hork-Bajir that have just entered this battle and fought with her, all she does is take her blades and slam them down into the ground as hard as she can for purchase.
As you do that, you still do get pushed back 15 feet, but you don't fall prone and you're still on the platform. That guy fell off. That motherfucker did. Yum Yum fell back. So yeah, you all are all pushed back 15 feet and fall prone. As this glow fills the room and you all are all pushed back, you see it before you hear it. a flash that engulfs the whole room. Zach, Kamren, Dylan, Mytaya, Aximili, and Savannah all find themselves in the observation deck that looks just out over the room where the ship sits. Everything looks very still. There's even a bright source of light just in front of the ship, blocking sight to anything near or around it. You all stand on metal floors, barefoot in your morph suits. There is an eerily still glow to the monitors and terminals on the screens and on the walls. The glass up here is still shattered, but you just know instinctively you wouldn't be able to leave this room if you tried. There's something very powerful at play here. Dylan, you have no idea actually what the fuck is going on. You were there, you were blitzed out of your fucking mind, and now you're here in your own body. Kinda, because you're kinda incorporeal too. And as all of you all taking your surroundings, I want you three to roll me perception checks with advantage as each of the NPCs help you all.
This is as our human morphs, our human selves.
Humans.
Humanimals.
We are going to start with Dylan, as she is the most confused here on what's going on, hasn't had a chance to talk, just taking everything in. But as you're looking around, Dylan, you notice that there are some security monitors in one of these terminals on the side, and that there's figures gathering outside of a door, which you see above the door. It says main hangar, which you can assume to be the room you all were just in. There's a bunch of people starting to gather up outside that door, and they look to be frozen in place. You also notice another camera facing what looks like holding cells. You can't see in them, but there's two guards standing with full weapon in front of them. And then you see another split feed showing an entrance to an elevator. Another thing that you notice about this is that this is all of the feeds you see, and none of, like, there's other monitors, but they're not turned on. The Chi told you that this was kind of new. They have plans for more security cameras. They just haven't had time to install them yet, so they're not around. Zach, as you're looking around, there's what you find is a bag of parts. Mechanical, electrical, technical, all kinds of parts just in a bag. You can't make them out. They're not human, and you've never seen these kind of things before. But as you're like looking at it, Aximili will point it out as he sees you looking and say, those items will be very useful if I have them in the cabin. Some of these things could not be successfully substituted with current human technology. And Savannah, you notice the big red button that Zach pushed is still glowing red, like it's active, but you can obviously see that the button is active, not the force field. Next to it is a sliding handle that has an up and a down arrow next to it, and a confirmation switch at the top. And a light above it is just blinking red. You also find a map just near this, like hanging on a wall, of the immediate area. It's hand drawn, but someone that drew it was pretty accurate with it. There's not much information on here, but one thing that is labeled is that the big elevator in the room that you all were in is labeled large cargo receiving. And then underneath it, in parentheses, it says city aqueduct tunnels with a down arrow next to it. It also has a note that says, dress your host in required clothing. The aqueducts tend to be very wet and cold. And as you guys take all of this in, you have a moment.
Savannah is just hyper-focused on observing what's going on in the room. She's seen the button. She has an idea, I think, of what it does. And then we can see out into the room there? Do we still see our morph bodies in the room?
You all see that blinding white flash is stopped and it's obscuring everything. You can't see anything past it. You can't see any of your all's bodies or anything. Just that blinding white light.
This is the same observation deck Zach was in earlier.
Yep.
The windows are still broken. The Hork-Bajir that I knocked out or killed is still here.
Yep.
If I clock Savannah looking at the control panel, I am going to point at the button and say, that's the one that takes out the force field.
Yeah, and I assume that this, and she's going to point at the lever, controls the diameter of the force field.
Yeah, I've no idea. I hit that button. That's the only one I know about. I'm going to point at the stairs, though. There was only one exit, as I recall, to a stairwell, right?
I think there's two, one on each side. Yeah, there's an exit on one. You only saw one guy go down that way, though.
Do I know if it went up or down?
They both go down, both sides.
They both go down. I am going to say both of those stairs go down, but I was able to climb into this place, so maybe we could climb out.
I don't think we could get out of this room.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to explain to me what's happening, but that can wait. There's people about to come in.
Not quite yet, Dylan. And then I think Savannah's going to look when Dylan says that to her and she answers with like, not quite yet, which is a very weird and cryptic response that Savannah hasn't quite clocked as weird and cryptic yet, forgetting, of course, that Dylan has no idea what the hell is happening right now. She's just going to look at Dylan and be like, you okay?
Maybe.
All right. Well, pretty soon sorry, Dylan, there's going to be like a dude probably with a beard and he's going to say a bunch of crap and that's what I'm guessing is happening. And she kind of looks at Zach a little in that moment too and Kamren, like, that's what I'm guessing.
Old dude, like Obi-Wan Kenobi type shit. Yeah.
He's going to make us fight future versions of ourselves or something.
Yeah.
So get ready.
It'll be something.
Zach looks around to see if there's a Dracon Beam or anything on the floor here.
The Hork-Bajir's Dracon Beam is laying by his body.
I'm going to grab that up.
You go to pick it up, and it's like it's stuck, bolted to the ground. Can't even lift it.
I think I'm going to... So it's that move where, like, I'm going to pick it up. Like, it's a normal thing. I'm picking it up, and as soon as I touch it and it, like, doesn't move, like it's just static, I go, okay. I possession myself instead over the bag of parts. Ready for when time starts again. I go, okay. Time in, I say to the air.
Hang on, Austin, were you going to make us roll a technology check on the...
Yeah, if you
button?
all are looking at those buttons and want to roll technology checks, you can.
Can I just help? Can I help?
Yes and yes.
Okay, Zach, I'm helping you.
I'm going to argue that you really did help significantly, because I wouldn't have thought that was for the force field. I would have thought it was to raise and lower the platform. 18.
It might be.
So the button definitely shuts on and off the shield. The sliding thing clicks into either place. Like you can tell, Zach, you've seen these kind of things before. They either click up or down, and then the confirmation switch above it activates it. So it is the platform raising up or down is what this thing is. I'll say just as extra, as Savannah mentioned, that maybe it expanded the force field. As you kind of look at this now and she's helping you, you guys both can kind of surmise the force field is like a set solid thing. It can't be expanded, it can't grow, and it can't even move. It's going to be where it is. The dome will pop up where it is. I'll say you can kind of surmise that too, Dylan, as you kind of looking over. Is there anything in particular you wanted to look through with your technology check?
To see if there's like a way to lock down the entrances that these people are trying to come in.
Underneath the monitors, you see they're all labeled like door 1, door 2, blah, 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 blah. 3 of the doors are locked. They all have red lights above them. The other ones have green lights. You can tell that that's where Mytaya locked the doors, was to this main entrance. It looks like if you got a hold of this, terminal right here, you could probably lock other doors if you wanted to, or unlock doors. And as you guys kind of take all of this in, you do see a man that looks very old and see-through almost. He has a long white flowing beard, and floating behind him are 4 spectral wings. This person greets you. Hello. This moment is significant, and this creature that gives their life for the greater good should be rewarded and be granted some closure. This is all within the rules. The rules that I will explain to all of you very soon. But there's some more challenges for you to still face for now. I give you a moment in time for a job well done. And with that, he kind of steps away from the staircase that he walked up and out of, and it's just like dark behind him, and he kind of steps into the wall. As he does, you're standing in this dark stairway, and you see these figures in front of you. There's no barriers in what this is. You understand completely. This moment has been given to you to speak with the ones that still fight, to speak with Mytaya. You do not have long, but you do have a little while.
So each is going to slowly walk into the room, and you can tell that it's a very different each. There's a very gentle side to this Hork-Bajir. This is someone who liked a good time and was pretty good at relaxing, even despite all of the spikes that are everywhere all over her. And she's going to go up and look directly at Mytaya and say, "New friend, hello."
Hello, old friend. And she wraps you in an Andalite hug, and she says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, each. I ran right into that ship at the end. I left, and I didn't know.
Couldn't know. No one knew.
I should have waited for you all. I should have stayed with you all. Y'all.
No. Mytaya's safe. Mytaya, find new friends.
But you, and she like puts her hand on your face. Each. You're not safe. Y'all.
No.
Not safe.
Y'all not safe. But each free.
Each free. I want to fill you in on so much, each. I don't know where Illyria or Senilian are. Y'all has been taking what you know. And Kefa is gone.
Kefa different.
Kefa is different. She saved the entire Hork-Bajir people from being slaughtered. Her eyes go wide, and she reaches down to her ankle, and she removes a device that is wrapped around her fetlocks with this small silver chain. And she holds it out to you. Touch this, each.
She's going to very carefully take her big claw hand out and put her hand on it.
As soon as that very tip of your claw touches it, a wave of feelings and emotions and stories and memories, the battle for the Hork-Bajir homeworld, floods you, and you're completely filled in. All the gaps that were missing are gone here at the end. And you know what happened. You know what Kefa gave her life for. You know that without her, the Hork-Bajir wouldn't even have a chance to fight. They would be gone. Each. I will fight in your honor. Whatever you ask me to do.
Protect Hork-Bajir. Protect Yum Yum. Is good boy, is not what is now, but is good. And try to save y'all.
I'll do everything I can. At this, first, you all see a stalk eye turn and look directly at Dylan. Then the other one kind of looks to everybody else. These are other people that are fighting. Another Andalite gave them the power to morph. She gestures to you all. This is Savannah, Dylan, Zach, Kamren, and Aximili Escaruth Istil.
Good new friends. Strong new friends. New tribe.
And at that, she kind of looks down. I hope that I can show them our old tribe as well. Tribe fuck.
The best. And tell them of the trees and the fun and the happy Hork-Bajir. The good time Hork-Bajir. The music between trees Hork-Bajir. And the families.
Yeah. Carry the good things on. And she kind of looks at you all. Everyone, this is each Eong. She saved all of us. Maybe. It is an honor to meet one of the tribe fuck. Yeah, you guys are pretty cool.
Zach walks forward and holds out a fist for fist bump.
Each is going to take her claw hand and pat on top of the fist.
He reaches out and makes it into a fist best he can, and then taps it.
I think Savannah's being kind of arms crossed, leaning on the console, listening into all of this and the range of emotion with the Elemist from frustrated and irritated that he was there to each having this moment. And after everyone has kind of started to interact except for Dylan with each, I think Savannah will kind of stand up off the console, go over to each and just say, thank you. I'm sorry.
Stay strong. Keep tribe safe together.
You see the thing play on Savannah's face of just a smirk at keep them safe. A self-depreciating, she knows she's failing right now. And then she just kind of nods and she'll step away.
Dylan's gonna walk forward, and as she's passing Mytaya, she's gonna put a hand on her arm and then put a hand on each, and she'll look at Mytaya and then she'll look at each and she'll say, I know that I didn't know her, but I hope it's okay for me to say that I think Kepha would have been proud of your strength and of the difference you made.
Thank you, new friend. Kepha's special.
She'll lurch forward and hug her.
To absolutely hug you back. Very gently. All of her. when each touches the device that Mytaya has, does that record her memories as well?
It hasn't worked for a long time, but as you touch it, you see a little spark, and you feel that in your claw that, yeah, you can record something if you want.
So I think she's going to very gently look back at Mytaya and look contemplative for a moment and one last help and kind of take it. And to the best of her Hork-Bajir understanding, she wants to really focus on the moments from becoming a controller with y'all and really focus on the conversations that she's had with y'all and the directives that he's given and the information on being on this new world and these new orders that she had received. And she's going to put all of her energy and thoughts into anything along those lines, then kind of hand it back to Mytaya and say, don't want those memories. Keep good family memories. So that's kind of her letting all of that go.
We will use these memories to save family. The room around you starts to fade away. Mytaya walks up to each and embraces her again in a hug.
She's going to very quietly, kind of very gently say into Mytaya's ear, now fuck off.
And she fades away from you as well. And you see a dark stairwell waiting for you. And as you take a step forward to that stairwell, you see a pair of glowing white eyes in the shadows. And they stand about waist high. And they blink and you hear a familiar You also see another set of eyes and a figure standing a little further back. Unmistakable eyes. The figure does stand short for a Hork-Bajir, but the eyes give it away. Sad, but hopeful. Eyes that remind you of home each. Eyes that twinkle like they've just seen the stars for the first time. Jenna, how does Kefa embrace each?
Kefa reaches out an arm and she just says, "Come each. Come see the stars."